Hello viewers, welcome to Core for Any. Medicare Cares Backends inside today need to develop here the another data tables need to creating sears for the mostly use these tables inside the doctor profiles and hospital profiles. We need here. Let's start. First of all, need to open this here the local host and to find out here the database, and inside we need to creating here the needed tables and modify. Yesterday some tables also needs here because need to forget this here the hospital users. That's why I need here the some modifications. Now minimize these designs. Need to cover this designs UI tables. First of all, making here like this, cover this field. Then after appointment bookings and payment related tables need to manage here. Let's start how to create and to see here the local host. Now here opening here. Now first of all need to go this here the user tables and to modifications are the needs here. Opens here the structures and to add this here the email address after the two columns. You need to add here after email address. Click on here, set here the add to and go. Now need to give this here the column names as the year experience. Need to give this here the forgets yesterday and to today put here. So need to set here the where cares and to set this here the 10 by default need to set here the 1 years. Now then after need to set this here the doctor's fees. Need to give this here the users as a fees where cares, and we need to set this here the 20, and we need to configure by default 0.0 like this default value need to given this years, and now need to save here's. This is where configurations need to add this here the two columns for the year experience and fees need to add, and also need to modify here the user types. Need to also modify needs here. First of all need to change this years, and we need to increase this here the types. Need to set here the force as we need to create here the hospitals, and 5 means here the set here the admin like here the settings are the provide here. Now need to give this here the ports means here the hospitals, because we need to other stuff also related to connect. That's why I need to need this here the user hospitals. Need to create this here the hospital users, otherwise not possible to other stuff joins with here connect. Here to give this here the middleware as a hospitals, we need to setting here. That's why I need to add here the one types as a hospitals, and to move here for to files to set here the admin tabs. Now like this we need to creating here the user tables. Now need to set here the user image related to experience. We need to patients and related the doctor's image, facility image like this. We need to tables need to manage. Now need to go medical cares, and we need to create here the another tables. We need to write down here the user image table details. Tables need to put here. So need to give these needs here the 6 columns, and we need to creating here. Then after need to give this here the image ID. We need to set here auto increments and primary key set also here. Now need to give this here the reference as a user ID, which user related to this image. That's need to connection need to interconnect. Now need to set by default here the 0. Then after need to set here the names as a image. Need to define here and to store here the image path in server. By default blank, we need to set this here. Now need to give this here the status, set here the 1. By default need to active, need to set here the 1. Once means active, 2 means delete. Like this we need to define here, and then after need to created dates and modify dates. We need to assign here to set here the date and time and current timestamp. So need to set here the default value. Now need to save these tables, and this user detail tables are the done, and here we need to set here the mismatch here the data types. We need to fix this here. So need to set here the 150, and we need to save here, and this is the user image details tables are the done here. Then after need to create here the timing slot for the availables or not. So need to managing here. Need to create here the another tables for the timing details. Now need to give this here the names, timing, details, and we need this here the 9 columns. We need to already created for. So need to include here the 5 columns others. Need to go and to add here. Now we need to give this here the time ID. Give this here the column names, auto increment. Now then after need this here the which user time slot. Need this here the reference. That's why I need to set here user ID. Then after need to day of names, numbers need to set here like Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, like this need to numbers of day need to give this years, need to set here too, and by default need to set here the 0. Then after so need to set this here the start times and end times also need to configure here. We need to set here the where set here 20. By default need to set this here the blank. Now need to set here the end time. Maybe futures inside may be possible. This date times data types need to change, but now need to temporarily set this here the where API integrates times you need to how to use this time to changing may be possible, but now need to temporarily set here the where. If you here not calculates related to times, then to use this here the where. If you needs here the calculations with the other time zones and others look need to needs, then to change this here the date times inside to need to convert here. Now we need to set here the is close flags. You need to set here 1. By default need to opens need to set here the 0. 0 means here the open. 2 1 means here the close. And then after need to set this here the status. Set here 1, and we need to assign this here the 1. 1 means active. 2 means deleted. Like here the right here created date and modified date, so need to put here date time sets, and default need to set here current timestamp and set here also timestamp time date time. And we need to save these tables. Now this is the timing detail tables are the done. Need to set here, maybe need to change this here the name. Go need to set here the time details like this, not timing, need to time details like that. Set here time is good for the naming conventions. That's why I need to set here the time and go rename these tables. Now go inside the database structures, and another tables need to develop here for the here the service details. Need to list out here the service of listing of the service. Need to create here the another tables service details, and we need to need this here the 6 column. Create here, give this here the service ID. Auto increments with primary key. Need to set here the user ID. By default need to set here the 0. Need to write down here the service name. Where cares, we need to set here the 300, and by default set here the blank. Then after status, created date and modify dates. Dates as a date times, you need to set here the data types, and also need to set here the default value as you need to given this here the current timestamp, and also status as I need to set here the 1, and need to set here once means active, 2 means deleted like here. So need to creatings, and these tables are the done for the service related. Now need to save here service detail tables are the done. Then after need to experience details tables need to needs here, also need to showing here the doctor profile inside the experience. Then need to create here the another structures for tables, and we need to create here the experience details, and we need to need this here the 6 columns again. Create here. Now need to set here the experience ID. Auto increments with primary. Set here the user ID. By default need to set here the 0. Then after need to set here the info for the experience. Need to set here where cares, and to set here the value as a 500, and set by default blank value. Set here the status, created dates and modification date. Need to set here the data types, and also set here the default value current timestamp. Then after need to set here the default value as 1 as active. Set here active. 2 means delete, and we need to save this here. Like for the creating here the experience detail tables. Now another tables need to managing here the your other hospital staff's list you need to needs for the other staff details tables. Now creating here the another tables, other staff details, and we need to need this here the six columns again. Need to needs create here. Now give this here the staff id, set here auto increments, and we need to give this here the user id, means here the doctor id use here, not doctor id, need to use this here the hospital id, was because we need to connecting here the all doctors inside the hospitals. That's why I need to always here the this id inside the hospital users need to connect. And here the connects here the doctor means the staff id, staff user id means doctor connect here. Doctor staff id set here by default as a 0. Now needs here the status column, created dates and modify dates. Set here the date time, current timestamp, and we need to set here 1, and we need to set this here the value as a 0. Set here 1 active and 2 means deleted. And we need to creatings here the save, and this is the connecting here the other staff user list. We need to managing this here like this here connect with here the here doctor informations. Now most important parts we need to making here the booking details tables, need to create shares. Now appointments bookings we need to creating here the tables, and then after need to create this here the payment details tables. Now go inside the structures, creates here the table names as a booking detail, and we need to need this here the columns as the 10 needs. Create here, first of all need to give this here the ap booking id, auto increments need to set here, then after need to set here the doctor id and set here defaults as a 0. Then after connect here the patient id, for user id we need to give this here the column names. Then after need to set this here the book date, set here the date time, and by default current timestamp need to set here. Set here the reason column, set here where cares, and to give this here the length we need to set here the 200, maybe 500 is good enough, blank. Then after need to patient can share here the message related to explain this here. We need to need this here the message, need to set here the 200 words, we need to write here maximum, like this need to configures. And then after need to set here the fee, we need to also booking times need to needs here the what amounts of the fee for these bookings. That's why I need to set here the fee amounts columns, we need to put here, set here where cares, and to give this here the 20. By default need to set here 0.0, and then after need to set here the status 1, and defaults value need to given this here, set here 0, and we need to manage this here the status. 0 means here the new booking, 1 means accepted, 2 means doctor reject, doctor reject, cancel this appointment, first means patient cancel this appointment, and fourth means delete. Like this need to set here the status. Now we need to set here the created dates and modify dates. We need to connect here with date time, and now we need to set here current timestamp, and now create these tables for the appointment booking tables need to done here. Now need to manage this here the also here the payments, create here the database structures, and to create here the another tables, and to give this here the name payment detail, and we need to need this here the 9 columns. And now need to create this here the tables. First need to give this here the payment id, auto increment. Then afters need to set here the AP booking ID. By default need to set here the 0. Then afters amount, set here varchar 20. By default set here 0.0. And then afters payment date, set here the date time, create here the current timestamp. Then after payment methods, you need to set here as a date times, current timestamp, not current time, need to use this here the varchars, and we need to set here not varchar integers 1, defaults 1, and we need to set here the types card payment, and 2 means other payment methods here like here. Then after need this here the payment status, set here 1, and to defining here the ones means here the pending payment, 2 means here the success, 3 means fail, and 4 means here the refund. Like this sets here and payment payloads also need to save here. If you get we need to return this here the payloads response, and we need to debugging purpose we need this here the tracking here the dynamics of the payments fails or success. We need this here the payloads related to if you getting here the any issue for the payment gateway. That's why need this here the backtracks. We need to needings and to save this here. Need to set here the 3000 blank like here set. Then set here the created dates, modify date times we need to set here. And maybe needs here one other the columns, refund date, date time, and we need to set here the null. Now save these years and look like this, creating here the payment detail tables. And next tables need to tomorrow need to continue this here the database designs. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any questions, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.